Is the Miss Knockout Show on the airwaves? So like, if I share, if I bless, if I the flow, is the Miss Knockout Show. Now you already know hot topics, music, info, and more. If you ain't tapped in, what you came here for? MKO got the vibe, that's a full takeover. From beast to biz talk, yeah, the queen stay in clover. Trending every lane, I'm the glow you can't block. When I drop gems, whole chat goes shock. We don't do brokeify, now we amplify. Stay blessed-ified, let the energy fly. Hit that tapify, keep it all in the flow. Cause it's the Miss Knockout Show. Knockout Show, hot topics, beats and the glow. You rockin' with Miss Knockout. Let's go.
All right. Welcome to my live, y'all. How is everybody doing? Welcome. All right. Oh, they said I gotta create a live on the platform. Okay. How you do it? It's required to create live number. Please upgrade to. Oh. Okay. So yeah, we ain't gonna. Okay, so we're just gonna remove the X from the thing. Okay. So everybody come on in. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to my live. This is my first live. All right? Yeah, so everybody come on in. All right, let's see. Let's get the people in here. Then we're gonna get it popping. How's everybody doing? All right. So everybody come on in. All right, so I'm just signing into this thing. Oh, no wonder. Everybody come on in. We're going to wait for some people to get in here. And then we're going to start. How's everybody doing today? Yeah. So this is my first live. This is the soft launch. The soft launch, okay? And we're going to try to go live, here more often. I'm usually on the clock, right? We're usually over there. Hold on, I'm just signing. I'm trying to let my people know that I'm live. All right, should have, I was trying to figure stuff out before I went live. So we're going to wait for some people to come in, and we're going to start. All right, how's everybody feeling out there? Come on in. Yeah. So everybody come on in. Let's get it popping.
In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly
all right.
how to edit
Hold on.
user profile
on.
by step. Whether you change your bio picture or customize your banner.
Okay, so it won't stop running. It won't stop running. This thing is like crazy. All right, so everybody come on in. How's everybody doing? My name is Miss Knockout. I'll be going live on the YouTube to Tubesy. All right, and this is my soft launch, meaning that this is my first time really going live, like set with the setup and everything. You know what I'm saying? So this is my first launch. Okay, we're gonna wait for some people to get in here. All right, we're gonna wait for some people to get in here. Let's see. All right, we're trying to show comments on the stage. All right, we're going to wait for some people to come in here, and then we're going to get started. But this is going to be a playback, so we're going to start right in. All right, so we're going to talk about a few things today while we're waiting for people to come in. I was on the clock. We abbreviate things over here, to get around, in case I don't know if they shadow banify you. I don't know. But we want to get it, we want to be safe. We want to be safe. All right. So everybody come on in. We want to get it, we want to be safe. We want to be safe. All right. So everybody come on in. All right. We waiting for people to come in. Let's get it. All right. So, I was on the clock was my main entity until now. I decided to expand. Shout out to Mel watching the world 777. All right. I wanted to come over here, but he really put the battery in my back. And I'll be back on his show on Tuesday morning. We have a little morning show going, so we'll be back over there. Okay, and I'm gonna just talk a little bit about myself until some people get in here. You know what I'm saying? So my name is Miss Knockout. I was basically mostly on the tick to the Clizzock because that's where I got my traction at. I went out and I covered the Diddy trial. I wish I was on the clock when I covered the Diddy trial, because then I would have more of an archive over here. You know what I'm saying? We'll have more of an archive over here, and more of a little bit of memories of the Diddy. Like, I got some, but if I did the YouTube way, I would have more memories. And I did really well, and I went viral around the world for it. Basically, I went outside, I streamed early in the morning. Then when the court opened, I went inside, took notes, and then I came back outside and I reported again. Okay. And yeah, so that was a very good experience. We're still going over there. Okay. I'll put on my other destinations in the more section after the video finishes. And you'll be able to, follow me over there. I'm usually over there in the morning. I'll come over here in the afternoon to talk to you guys. My topics at hand will be mostly pop culture, crime cases, high profile cases. I don't want to do too much of celebrity hot topics per se. There's a lot of people doing celebrity hot topics. I want to like change stuff up a little bit more differently, you know, than just like doing celebrity hot topics. We got plenty of people doing that. So I'll do off the radar topics. Probably I'll talk a little bit about the politics. We need to know what's going on with this war that's going on now. We definitely need to know it, right? And a lot of body cam, maybe some first 48s and stuff like that, and react to people just doing things that are not too bright to get themselves in a slammer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and we'll be talking about offbeat topics, business, array of things, right? And so the first I was waiting for some people to come in here, but it's my first live, not my first live, but it's the first like setup, professional background, everything going on, the blings and the blooms and the blooms, okay? So, the first thing I wanted to talk about was the woman who drove all the way from Cali to Rihanna's house. And everything in Miss Knockout's live is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, even if it's true. We want to say that to protect ourselves, right? So this woman, she drove all the way from Florida to Rihanna's house. Now let's go over that. Okay. Now I'm not going to be playing too much videos over here because I don't know all of the rules yet with playing recaps and videos. I mean, I watch Mel play videos. He plays them like it's the free fall. I got to get like him, right? So let's get into it. So, her name is Ivana Ortiz. I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory on what happened. Let's see. Let's get the backstory on what happened. Let's see. With Ivana Ortiz, who decided to ride. It's almost a 48-hour ride from Florida to Cali. Now, it's given premeditated. I went to a Facebook Live. I see some things on her Facebook. She's, preaching. She's into preaching about Jesus and the Lord, and then the next 5 seconds she's talking about haters. And I'm like, wow, what a switch and pivot she was doing, right? And some people, not everybody, right? Some people use religion as a mask to hide their wickedness. You know what I'm saying? This happens in the world we have. Some people are true to the religion and true to the Lord and worshiping and, praising the Lord. And some people, they use it as a mask, and they're just messy. And, she seems like she has a little bit of a little tick going on in there, allegedly. I don't know. We don't know her history, and she was married. She does have a young child. All right. So 35-year-old Ivana Lizette Ortiz, she's from Florida. She drove to Los Angeles and opened pumed outside Rihanna's home while Rihanna and her family were on the property. They were actually inside. Somebody could really got hurt behind all of this. It's just as sad. Like, it's a lot of things going on in the world today. Keep your neck on swivel, because they out there. All right. So her family, Rihanna's family, was on the property at the time. She had staff there. She had people there. I believe ASAP Rocky was there. Okay, nobody was hit, thank God. All right, thank God for that. And the DA says that it was deliberate and premeditated. Now, how do they know that to say that? Everything's all alleged in Miss Knockout Live. They know that because they probably interrogated her already. They sat her behind down and talked to her, and they found out, what's going on in that little mind of hers, right? Now, she is now charged with attempted murderation and multiple related felonies. And the big question everybody wants to know is why? Like, why did she target Rihanna, allegedly? And she also mentioned Cardi B in a post on Facebook. I was looking at that. I was like, Cardi B, you in danger, girl. You didn't even know it, right? Cardi B probably looked at it and said, how the heck I get in that? I believe in my mind, and I don't know, speculations, all alleged, that Cardi B and Rihanna don't know this girl from a can of paint. Right? That's my recollections. Now, there's conspiracy theories going around talking about, oh, she was sent there. It was a setup. We don't know these things, people, until the case unfolds, because it will be going to court and we'll be watching. All right. So let's see. So let's see the updates. Let's see. Give me the full update on the case up to date. Everything you know about it. Okay, so let's get the full update. Now, I know at first she got 10 million.2 bail, but then when she went and made her first appearance, they lowered the bail, right? Wow, they lowered the bail. All right, so let's see. So she drove to Rihanna's mansion. She fired about 7 to 10 roundifications. Sometimes I talk a bit of pig Latin, y'all. So just, follow the class. All right. So she fired 7 to 10 rounds, and she drove a white Tesla. All right. The shots fired into the front gate, the RV parked on the property, the exterior wall of the mansion was hit, and possibly another nearby house was hit. All right. So who was in the house? Rihanna, ASAP Rocky, their 3 children, Rihanna's mother, and 2 staff members was in the house. Okay. So Ortiz allegedly fired the shots, then she fled in the Tesla, and the LAPD tracked the vehicle using patrol units and a helicopter. Wow. Cali is quick with the helicopters now. They are quick with the helicopteration, right? And the car was followed into Sherman Oaks, and the officers arrested her accordingly, right? And the charges was filed. Now, she got 1 count of attempted unaliving. She got 10 counts of assault with a semi-automatic pew, and she got 3 counts of a pew in a inhabited dwelling or vehicle, right? So, they said that it's willfully and deliberate and premeditated. That's not going to help you in court, girl. Okay, so she did make her first appearance, and her bail was lowered to $1.8 million. And she briefly appeared in court on March 10th. She went into a non-guilty plea. Okay, the plea was later withdrawn. Why was the plea withdrawn? Right? And let's see, the arraignment was postponed until March 25th, 2026. Now, what investigators say about the motive? Okay, so the investigators are looking at her social media posts in which she mentions Rihanna. She keeps mentioning people jealous of her. She mentioned Cardi B. They're looking at her travel history, and they're looking at her fixation on Rihanna. Now, the question in everybody's mind is, why is this girl fixated on Rihanna? Well, there are reports that she did have a suit with Live Nation because there was a concert near her house in Florida. She was complaining about the noise and the traffic, but that case was dropped. Okay, so in one video, let's go back to our videos now. In one video, Ortiz allegedly spoke directly about the singer in a ranting message, right? And then she, the authorities have not confirmed whether she knew Rihanna personally. She believed Rihanna lived at the home, or she, the attack, or if it was motivated by obsession. Was it motivated by obsession, or did she really know Rihanna? We won't know that until the case unfolds. We could speculate, but we don't know. All right. So, the Los Angeles District Attorney said opening pum-puming in a populated neighborhood is extremely dangerous and will be fully prosecuted. They said fully prosecuted, right? The prosecutor also emphasized that multiple people were endangered during the attack, right? So reports say the situation was extremely frightening for Rihanna, her family. You could just imagine that. I'm sure that it was a frightening situation. You can't underestimate people these days. You can't, right? Rihanna heard the gun, the pum while out inside the house. She initially did not understand what was going on. Security at the property has reportedly increased, right? Rihanna has not publicly commented yet. Now, what's the background on this girl, Ivana Ortiz, right? Well, we do know that she lives in Florida. She's a licensed speech pathologist. Prior arrests in Florida include domestic violent incident in 2023, and she had other minor infractions. Police believe she traveled from Florida to Los Angeles, but the exact timeline of the trip is being investigated. Now, if anybody knows about a Tesla, okay, the Tesla has built-in cameras, built-in GPS. They could pull all that data. They could see where you went. I believe they have microphones in the car. They could even see what you talked about in the car, darling. Don't get those Teslas. The Teslas be dry snitching on people. If you out there in these streets, you better not get no Tesla, baby. You better leave that Tesla up on the shelf. All right? So, here's the big mysteries that's going on that investigators are questioning. Why Rihanna's house? Did Ortiz plan the trip specifically to target Rihanna? Was the suspect suffering from mental deficiencies? Did she know Rihanna personally? And did she believe Rihanna was really targeting her? Or was this stuff going on in her mind? Right? Now, investigators are analyzing digital evidence and social media accounts to answer these questions. They need to know that before the trial begins, right? So, now, there are reports. Well, hold on, let me pull my notes up. Tell me about the reports on how they think that there was another person involved. Give me all the details on that. Okay, let me pull up that, because reports are saying, right, that there was another person involved in the attack. Now I got some questions. All right. All we heard about was this girl getting apprehended, this girl pulling in the parking lot. Where did the other person go? Did they disappear in midair? Why do people think that there was another person? Right? So, why do investigators think another person might be involved? The drive-in logistics. Los Angeles Police Department reportedly looked at how the suspect arrived and left the scene. According to early police summaries, the pum-pums were fired from a white Tesla parked near the mansion. The car left the scene immediately after the pum-pumming, and police tracked the vehicle, eventually stopped it in Sherman Oaks, where Ivana Lizette Ortiz was arrested, right? What investigators noticed was witnesses' statements suggested the car may have moved very quickly, right? And it's a raising possibility that someone else could have been driving or assisting. Now, it's very puzzling why they would think this, and why wasn't this other person presented in an initial announcement that this case even existed? Right? Detectives are reviewing traffic cameras and security cameras, because no doubt all those houses, because we were talking about a rich neighborhood, darling, all of them got ring cams and cameras on the gate. Okay, this is a gated community, not gated that you got to drive up to a gate. And some gated communities are gated where you can't even get in the whole community unless you get in the gate, right? But Rihanna, where she stayed at, you can drive up through there, but to get in her particular house is gated, right? So they're reviewing all the cameras, and they want to determine whether Ortiz was in the car alone. So right now, it's this speculation going on and around a line, right? When you go to different reports, and I've went to different reports, and they've said that there was another person in the car, right? But that's like a mystery, because where did this person go? Did they poof in the air, right? I don't know. I'm thinking that she might have been alone. It's possible she might have had somebody with her, and they got away swiftly. Now, let me tell you what the cops do on him. If she did have somebody with her, they're going to get it out of her, because they're going to tell her, look, was there anybody with you? Did somebody put you up to this? If you give them up, well, look out. We'll make your sentence a little less, a little lighter. And then they're going to that's how they give it up, like a boom. Oh, here you go. Okay? Because once you hit those jail cells, that's when it gets realer than a mother. Right? So right now, there's no actual confirmed second suspect. That's all speculation. Right? But they're not ruling out that as a possibility. Right? So we're going to keep an eye on this. Right? We're going to keep an eye on this, and we're going to follow this story. And the next court date is March 25th. I don't know if it's going to be online. We shall see. All right. But if it is, I'll watch it, because I don't know what I could do here when I can't yet. I'm still figuring it out. Right. But I wouldn't like to show it and commentate in it, but I don't know. All right. So let's get to the next story. All right. So the Kardashians case and Ray J's case is heating up, darling. And it is stemming from the sexual tapification from way back in. Now, I know you all remember the tapification that Kim Kardashian filmed with Ray J. Okay? So we know that she did, do a tape with him. So let's get the backstory on, why did everything is logged out? Why did it log me out of everything? Right? Okay, so let me get back in here and get to my notes, because we want to talk about this Ray J case. Now I like Ray J, right? And the Kardashians, like, they're setting the tone for business now. Them Kardashians, they know how to run business. Right? So let's see. Let's talk about let's go into the backstory of this case, right? Now, I like Ray J. Ray J is really smart, right? He's a really smart guy. He's business smart, right? But he goes online, and he was on the T app, the Twitchification app, and all these other apps, and he got banified. I talk a little bit of pig Latin. That's from me coming from the clock. I talk a little pig Latin to get around, certain words, right? So, he got banified from all of those accounts because he decided to pull a pew out on Princess. And Ray J, I should watch him on Twitch all the time. He got some good music. Now, why he won't release the music, I don't know. But he got some good music, Ray J, right? So let's talk about Ray J. All right, let me see if I can bring my notes up over here. Okay. Let's talk about Ray J. Okay. So, let's see. So, it is publicly confirmed that, let's see. It is publicly confirmed that Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner, right? Not all the Kardashians. Everything's all alleged in Miss Knockout's live. Okay, and everything's, so should we say for entertainment purposes, and we don't know it to be true, we're just reporting what we heard. All right, so everything's all alleged. All right, because this is why Ray J's in a little hot water, because he went online and he was saying stuff that not known to be true. And when you go online and you say stuff that's not known to be true, these people's and them is coming out to get you. So we've got to say a lot allegedly. So alleged in here. Okay? So, let's see. So Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner is suifying Ray J in Los Angeles Superior Court in October 2025 over his RICO and racketeering comments. So Ray J allegedly went online and said, they're getting investigated by the feds, the RICO, and the Kardashians said this is not true. And so they're suifying him, right? So the news reports say the original complaint was 13 pages, and more recently reporting says Kim and Kris filed declarations on March 10, 2026, responded to Ray J's cross-complaint over the S-tape allegations. So Ray J's complaint against them is that, allegedly this was orchestrated. You set this up, and the Kardashians are saying we didn't set up anything. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, if you don't know about the tapification, go Google it and look it up. It was a thing back then. Ooh, right? So the original complaint is Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner versus Ray J. William Norwood Jr. filed in Los Angeles Superior Court in early October 2025. Okay, the Los Angeles Times both confirmed the filing and the nature of the claim. Okay, so Ray J's anti-slap motion dismissal attempt. The courthouse news report that Ray J asked the court to dismiss the defamation suit on March 3rd, 2026, which is very recent. Okay, Ray J had a cross complaint of multiple reports that he filed a cross complaint complaining that Kim and Kris helped orchestrate the tape's release and breached a prior agreement. Allegedly, Kim and Kris declarations filed on March 10, 2026. Recent coverage says both filed sworn declarations denying Ray J's claim. Now, Ray J saying one thing, the Kardashians saying something else, and when that happens, somebody got to be lying. So I guess they're going to find that out when they go forward to court, if it makes it to court. We'll see. Right? So confirmed paperwork is the October 25th in Los Angeles Superior Court. All right? So let's get the backstory. All right, hold on. Give me the whole backstory on this case, starting from the beginning when the S tape was created up to date. All right, so let's walk through what led up to this, because we got a lot of people that's like they wasn't privy to when the tape launched, but that was something else. All right, so for me, that tape kind of launched Kim Kardashian's career off. If that tape wasn't taping and doing the tapation, right? We don't know where the Kardashians will be right now. I feel like that S tape allegedly catapulted them into who they are today. Gave them that tape gave them a lot of clout, both Ray J and the Kardashians. All right. So let's see. So Kim Kardashian and Ray J dated back in the early 2000s, and multiple and current reports tied to the case say that the tape was the center of all of this, and it was recorded in 2003 during that relationship. So Kim Kardashian and Ray J was allegedly in a relationship in the early 2000s. Okay, that 2003 date is now being repeated in the current litigation, especially on Ray J's side of the case. 2007, the tape becomes public. In February 2007, Kim Kardashian suified Vivid Entertainment in Los Angeles over the distribution of the tape, seeking damages, attorney fees, and profits from sales. At that point, the public story was the tape was being distributed without her consent. So let's put a pin in that. Now, here's my thoughts. Allegedly, if her and her mother orchestrated the tape, then why did they turn around and suify Vivid in the early 2000s, in 2007? If they orchestrated the tape, would they then have an agreement with Vivid? And if they had an agreement with Vivid and they orchestrated such tape, then why would they need to go back and sue them? Just a thought. We look at the particulars in here. I don't know. But anyway, let's continue. Later in 2007, the dispute with Vivid was settled. Multiple mainstream reports say that the matter ended with a reported $5 million settlement. Allegedly. We're going to say a whole lot of allegedlys in here, okay? Because Ms. Knockout ain't got nothing but an EPT and a dream for you, okay? Because we're going to be alleged. All right? And then it reportedly ended with a reported $5 million lawsuit, and the lawsuit was dropped. So then remember now, this is the early days before they launched all these businesses. Because of $5 million would do me good. I'll take it. Right? The release became a major turning point in Kim Kardashian's public profile. Even the AP's 2025 coverage describes Ray J as still being the best known to many people for the 2007 tape scandal with the Kardashian. I disagree with them. I feel like the Norwoods and Brandy, don't underestimate and undermine their accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? Ray J did a lot of good in music. From my view, we're just not going to diminish Ray J to just a tape. And that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Ray J to date has, I was watching him on the Twitchification account. When he was active on here, he got some good music that he never released. So we're not going to undermine Ray J's R&B ability. His father was the voice coach. He trained Brandy and Ray J to sing. They both did television and film. Remember, Ray J was on the show with Brandy. We're not going to undermine Ray J in here to just a SEXual tape. We're not going to do that. I'm just telling you what the news say. But from what my view is, Ray J did film. He was my favorite record from him is Sexy Can Whoa, okay? So we're not going to just result him to a sex tape. We're not. All right? So, the biggest long-running question was it leaked or was it strategically released? That is the question at hand that's causing all this controversy. Was it leaked or was it strategically planned and calculated? We don't know, right? So Ray J saying it was strategically planned, allegedly, and the Kardashians were saying, no, we didn't. We didn't strategically plan nothing, allegedly, right? The two competing versions, okay? Kim Kardashian's long-standing position has been that the tape was distributed and unauthorized, reflected in her 2007 lawsuit against Vivid. Okay, so in her lawsuit against Vivid, she says that it was unauthorized, the release of it. And that's why she suified them, right? Ray J's position, on the other hand, especially in the recent years, is very different. In his current cross complaint, he says that the tape was consensually recorded and that his 2007 release was orchestrated, allegedly, and that Kim and Kris Jenner were involved in how it was licensed and discussed publicly, and Kim and Kris now flatly deny that. So that's where the oppositions meet, right? That's what they got to sort out if and when it makes it through the court system. So in the heart of the Monarch case is not whether the tape existed, because everybody knows it existed. The fight is over who controlled the release of the narrative, who said what publicly, and whether either side lied about it for years. Now, the feud in 2022, okay, the old scandal came roaring back in the 2022 when Hulu's The Kardashians revisited the issue. So the Kardashians have a reality show, and they revisited these the tape on their show, and it rehashed everything, right? And so, Ray J seen this, and Ray J was like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about it on the show again. What's going on? Right? They're talking about this on the show. And so that's what rehashed the feud back up again. Right? So the coverage around the show said that there were claims about possible additional unreleased tape or material linked to a laptop. So there's this laptop that they said, or they were saying, somebody was saying that there was additional footage to the sexation. Okay? After that storyline aired, Ray J publicly pushed back. The Los Angeles Times reported that in September 2022, that Ray J accused Kris Jenner of lying, allegedly, about her involvement in the original tape's release. Billboard and other outlets also covered Ray J's allegations that Kris had denied involvement publicly while he claimed otherwise. The 2022 flare-up is kind of important because it appears to be one of the main reasons why this old scandal turned into a fresh legal war. So they did the tape, it kind of fizzled out, and then when they brought it back up on their show, it ignited it again, leading up to this battle today. Now in 2023, the alleged settlement agreement, according to Ray J's current cross complaint, because they have cross complaints, the Kardashians got their complaint against Ray J, and Ray J got a complaint against them. It's going boom, boom, okay? So there was a settlement agreement in April 2023 worth $6 million that was supposed to stop the parties from publicly discussing and disparaging each other over the tape. So the $6 million was supposed to end it, right? So this alleged agreement is central to Ray J's claims today. Okay? So that's what he alleges in court. Right? So it's like, that's what Ray J says, allegedly. Let's move up to 2025. Kim and Kris sue Ray J. In October 2025, Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner sued Ray J in Los Angeles Superior Court for defamation. Now, this is besides their opposition of the tape. This is to do with, allegedly, what Ray J went online and said. I like Ray J. Ray J, I like you. You know what I'm saying? But I don't understand Ray J. Can you give me an interview? Well, I don't know if you could talk, Ray J, because it's a case. Maybe afterwards. But I want to know, why did you go online and say that? So allegedly, their complaint said that Ray J falsely claimed that they were under some kind of federal racketeering and RICO investigation nearing an indictment. So that's what Ray J claimed. Everything's all alleged. We don't know about no RICO charges over here, Kardashians. It's not gonna get no money. All I got is an EBT and a dream. Can you help a sister out? Get her business started, right? So the Los Angeles Times and the People confirmed that the filing, they said that the complaint was originally 13 pages, and the lawsuit says that Ray J has been engaged in a sustained campaign of harassment and defamation. Now, defamation of character is when you go and you say something publicly or even private about somebody that is not known to be true. And if they can prove that this is not true, whoa, watch out now. Watch out, right? Now, you got to be careful these days because people are making examples out of people. You got people running wild on tube. I click on stuff and it's blatant lies, And I said, oh, you better be careful. You don't know when somebody's going to rise up that got that money to get lawyers. And next thing you know, you like, oh, I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? So, they said that he was on a campaign of harassment and defamation, allegedly, right? That's going to be my middle name on here. Alleged. Miss Alleged Knockout. And his RICO claims was completely false. November 2025, Ray J fires back. On November 13, 2025, Ray J filed a cross complaint, and in it, he alleges that Kim and Chris had spent years pushing a false story about the tape being leaked against Kim's will. And he also alleged that the tape's release was coordinated as a business move, and that the 2007 lawsuit against Vivid was essentially part of the public narrative, and that Kim and Chris violated the alleged 2023 settlement by continuing to discuss the tape on the Kardashians. So remember, I just told you about the $6 million settlement? The $6 million settlement allegedly was supposed to be that they nip it. But Ray J says they didn't nip it. They rehashed it on the show. And he sought at least $1 million in damages. Again, that is Ray J's version and not a proven finding by the court. Okay, so these allegations are just allegations, and nothing has been founded to be true or otherwise. It's this word against that word. Okay, March 2026, the latest update. And this is where it stands right now. On March 3rd, 2026, Ray J asked the court to dismiss Kim and Chris's defamation case, arguing in part of his speech was protected and that trolling was not slander. So Ray J says that he was trolling. Does that hold up in court? I don't know. We might pull up my assistant and ask. Okay, let's wait to the end of this and we'll pull up my assistant and ask, is trolling considered in court an excuse to get out of a defamation case? That's a very interesting question, right? Wouldn't you like to know? So, let's see. So, he was saying that he was trolling, according to the Courthouse News. Then on March 10th, 2026, Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner filed a declaration in court denying Ray J's claims, Ray J's allegations that they orchestrated the tape's release once again, and Kim called the claim a lie, and Kris said that the accusation was deeply offensive and false. Current coverage says that Kim also described emotional distress and reputational harm from the accusations. Ray J has since accused them of lying under oath. Allegedly, my middle name. While Kim and Chris continue to deny everything, reports say that both sides are trying to knock out parts of each other's case, and the matter is still active, right? So we will be watching this. It will either move forward or they'll come to some agreement. We will be watching it and see what happens because, wow, you have to be really, really careful. I was going to do a reaction today, but I'm going to make this an hour show. You know, it's my first one. I don't want it to be too long. People saying, you know, who is this? You know, my name is Miss Knockout. I'll be here in the afternoons. I'll try to do as many lives of the week as I can. Okay. We're just feeling it out now. You know, right now, like we're looking at 3 to 4 times a week, maybe. Okay. In the afternoons, I am on the clock in the morning. I will put all my links in the more section of this video. Okay. If you watch this video, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment, and make sure you shareify my video, all right, so we can get that watch timeification going on, all right, as we go on our journey and on YouTube. Well, I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited to expand on YouTube. I've been on the clock for a few years. I went viral for covering the Diddy trial. I met some good people out there. It was a little bit of a circus, I must say, you know, but I wanted to go out there and focus on the situation on hand. I put my blinders on and I got the job done. You know, this is when you put yourself out there as a public entity or a live streamer or entertainer, you know what I'm saying? Certain things come with the territory, right? And you have to lock in, you know, and we had a saying on my live, ignore, ignore, ignore. Because people are going to be people. But I met some good people out there, right? And any other energy, I kind of dodged them like the pume, dodge those bad energies. You know, sometimes when you address stuff, it escalates. Whatever you give attention to gets stronger. Whatever you take your attention away from gets weaker. Remember that. And, you know, that's what I did. I wish I could get together some content creators that was out at the Diddy trial, right? I want to handpick them and to talk about what went on outside the courtroom. You know, it's a lot of backbiting, a lot of jealousy, a lot of people turning people against each other. You know, some people I couldn't even approach because the energy was crazy, you know, because people, you know, they like to go around and just tear folks down. You know, this is the society we live in. I like to get with people that's builders. The destroyers, I leave them over there. I like to just connect with builders and just don't pay the destroyers the time of day because they're going to be just there destroying. And if you feed into them, you're going to make that grow. Right? So I did meet some good people out there. I met some of the top creators that I watch on YouTube that I was in awe, you know. I wanted to I think I fangirled out a little bit on Lovely T, right? Tisa Tells was there. Armand. Like, these are the people I look up to on YouTube and I watch, you know, and I watched them grow through the years. I've been watching Lovely T. She's from Minnesota. You know, I actually went to Minnesota. I didn't realize Lovely T was from Minnesota. Not that I would have went out there and found her, but I did visit Minnesota one time. And boy, I wish I knew that Lovely T was from Minnesota. Right? So when I see Lovely T, I don't usually fangirl because I've been around a lot of celebrities in my lifetime. So I don't usually fangirl. But child, listen. I was fangirling a little bit over Lovely T, a little bit over Armand, a little bit over Neek at Night. And Neek at Night I met because I did the talent show on her live. I did the talent show. She was really cool. Everybody, all the big creators was cool with me. All the big creators was cool. I don't have one complaint. I don't have one complaint about all the big creators that was out there. I had no problem with them. Yeah, the smaller creators probably went and told them something about me. Who cares? You know, me personally, if you come tell me something about somebody else, I'm not going to be looking at them. I'm going to be looking at your behind. I'll be looking at you. Okay? The bone carrier. You know, it was like the up and coming creators is like the backbiting and I don't like this one and divide and conquer. Like, come on, people. Come on. Especially now, we all got to work together so we could grow. Why? I'm all for working together. I'm not for creating enemies and backbiting and divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? And then I leave people that's about that. I leave them be. And I concentrate on my journey and my blessings. Right? So it was so much fun coming here on YouTube, starting my YouTube journey. I hope that I get to interview some people and bring some people over here eventually. I'm probably going to have a lot of the watch back. You know, I'm just starting, so I don't expect to be, you know, a superstar in a day. You know, you got to be consistency is key with everything. That's what DDG said. I love. Ooh, let's get to the other streamers. DDG, Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat left to do fashion. God bless you, Kai Cenat. Because I didn't like what they did to you at that dinner. I was like, ooh, that pissed me off. All that work that Kai Cenat did, all those records that he broke, every celebrity want to come to Kai Cenat's stream, DDG stream. What, y'all mad because celebrities don't want to come to your stream? Yeah, you popular, but you ain't got it popping like they got it popping. And they just did some stuff to him that I just don't condone. After he made all that money over there. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm glad Kai is doing whatever makes him happy. A lot of people are like, why did he leave streaming? Because Kai is doing what makes him happy. He's passionate about fashion. I believe that he's going to do a great job, right? And Ty Lil and all of them, I watch all of them. DDG is one of my favorites. That stream when he recorded that album, I was in the middle of like just finishing learning how to do beats. And I was watching DDG and I got so inspired. I created a couple of beats. I was trying to find him to get some beats to him. I'm like, this guy don't know me from a can of paint. Like, who are you, girl? Go somewhere and sit down. But I released my new song, Knockout Coming with the Heat. I'll put the link to that in the more section. I need some doggone saves on Spotify, some streams on Spotify. So I'm going to put the link in the comments. Everybody go over there, support my new song. It's called Knockout Coming with the Heat, produced by me. And, you know, I'll talk about that journey in future posts. I know a lot about music. I know a lot about the business, and I worked at a major label with Eddie O'Loughlin at Next Plateau. You know, I know a lot about the music business. I study the business. Like, I feel like a lot of artists, you got to get into the business side. You have to. I'm tired of hearing about artists getting robbed. Okay, we live in a society right now, right, where back in the days it used to be like how good you were, how talented you were, how skillful you were with your wordplay. Now it's about your numbers. How many streams you got? Are they dancing to your sound on TikTok? Your numbers. It's not about how talented. People don't care about how talented you are. They don't care if you got a hot record. All they care about is numbers or getting money out of you, right? And artists, you got to learn how to do use the tools, and they got a lot of tools out here to get where you got to go for yourself. You got to figure it out. I'm figuring it out. I'm over there putting my song in DJ pools right now. You got to put it in DJ pools. You got to get licensing on TV, film. My song is up for licensing in the gyms. My song is up for licensing in TV and film. There's more than one way to skin a cat. All right. So I'll be talking about some music stuff too and giving you some tidbits, because I feel like it hurts my heart that artists today, like, nobody has the artist's interest in hand. You know, they just want to take you for a ride. They want to take your money. They want to prey on your vulnerability, and you wanting to be famous and you wanting to put your music out. People prey on that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm going to do some members only content for my people that subscribe, that's into music, because I'm going to give you some real jewels, right? And if you join my channel as a member, you'll get these jewels. And, you know, $4.99 a month, they ain't banging nobody in the head, right? But, you know, you got to charge a little bit to make sure. It's like when you go to the club and you give a party, right? If you tell people to wear what they want, jeans, sneakers, white, the white shirts, they're gonna come and act up. But if you put them in suits, you gotta have the hard bottom shoes. Girls gotta be dressed. Girls got to be, set a certain criteria, set the tickets at, you're charging not $20 to get in a party. Now you're charging $60 to get in a party. 9 times out of 10, people going to act right. You got to see if people are serious. If you charge people zero, they're going to act like zeros. So $4.99 a month ain't hurting nobody. Join the channel. All right. And I'll do some members only content for my musicians, for my business people. All right, because I have a lot of intel and a lot of knowledge about AI, about the music business, about all the things that you can do and the little tools you can make that use to get you a long way. All right, so this is my first YouTube. Tell me in the comments how I did. Did you enjoy it? Well, I'll be back. I don't know. I'll put up when I'm gonna be back. You'll see the thumbnail. When you see the thumbnail goes up, that's when you know I'm gonna come back. All right, and I'll be pretty consistent. Now I don't know if I'm going to go on 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just getting the hang of this. Now I didn't want to bring no videos in today because I'm still learning and what to do and what not to do. I was going to do a reaction to a police body cam. I have this interesting story of a body cam footage live, right, of a woman who did something on Snapchat, and they reported to the F. They reported her to the F to the B to the IZ, honey. She got reported to the FBI, and the FBI came out. You got to be very careful about what you say online. You do. Because you don't know who's watching. And you say, she said something that was really wrong. But we'll go into that story another day. All right? So everybody, thank you so much for watching. I'll put all my links down in the comments. I'll be on the clock tomorrow early. I go on the clock, the tick to the clock. I don't know if you can say it over here. But I'm on the tick to the clock early in the morning. I'll come over here in the afternoon. All right, and we'll get to know each other, and we'll have a lovely, lovely ride. All right, my niche is pop culture, hot topics, but I'm not gonna do like I talked about Ray J and Kim today because that's public, it's public information. But I'm not gonna go too deep into celebrity hot topics. Okay, I'm gonna go in other areas, maybe a little politics, a little news, and offbeat cases like Luigi, the Alexander brothers, like people that's not really celebrities but are popular now because they went viral because of their cases. All right, and we might do some viral videos that's going viral now. We might do some body cam footage reactions and all like that. There's plenty of people doing celebrity hot topics. They're all over the place. They even got the AI. YouTube, you need to crack down on those AI videos that be pronouncing the name all wrong. You ever seen those videos? And they say the name and you're like, that's not how you pronounce that name. That be the AI videos. And they got those videos going up a mile a minute. YouTube, when you going to crack down on those videos? I'm tired of seeing one title, then I go and watch the video, and it's a whole nother thing going on. Come on, son. Right? Come on. So anyway, I'll be back. I don't want to say I'll be back tomorrow and, stuff comes up and I got stuff to do. But I will make another appearance this weekend. I'll put a thumbnail up. All right. I will put a thumbnail up when I go live again. You'll see it on my channel. And I believe it's streamed on the F to the B. What else? Twitter they want premium money, honey. The X. They want premium money. I'm like, do I want to play premium to go live? I don't know. We got to see. Is it worth it? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And if you play this video back, make sure you comment. Give it the thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. And it's the Miss Knockout Show. All right? And make sure you tune in. And the next time I'll go live, I will put the thumbnail up. All right? And then we'll build some consistency. We'll build a relationship. I will be with Mel, Watching the World, 777, Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. We got the show called The Morning Crew, all right, with the news that you can use. Shout out to Mel Very instrumental in putting the battery in my back to get me on YouTube. Very instrumental. You know what I'm saying? You need good people around you to build you up and not tear you down. So make sure you put yourself in a circle where people are lifting you up, building you up. You all switch information, you know what I'm saying, so everybody could grow. People keep saying there's enough money out here for everybody, but they don't act like it. So it's about time we start acting like it and help each other grow. All right, so I'm Miss Knockout. I will see you soon again. I hope you enjoyed it. This is my first little professional setup live. Okay, I'm getting used to it. I got to see what, I'm going to start playing my clips because I got, I get into the clips or whatever. I got to get me another monitor. We got a lot of stuff I got to do and set up. But this has been fun, all right? And I will see y'all later. That was the Miss Knockout Show. Drop me a comment, and I'll put everything in the more section you need to know of all other places I'm at. And plus, my song is out now. Knockout Coming with the Heat. Go on Spotify, Amazon, wherever you listen to music, and give me some spins, and especially some saves on Spotify, all right? This was the Miss Knockout Show, and I'll see you later. Bye, boo.
It's the Miss Knockout Show, we on the airwaves. So like, if I, share if I, bless if I, the flow. It's the Miss Knockout Show. Now you already know. Hot topics, music, info, and more. If you ain't tapped in, what you came here for? MKO got the vibe, that's a full takeover. From beats to biz talk, yeah, the queen stay in clover. Trending every lane, I'm the glow you can't block. When I drop gems, whole chat goes shock. We don't do brokeify, now we amplify. Stay blessed if I let the energy fly. Hit that tapify, keep it all in the flow. Cause it's the Miss Knockout Show. Knockout Show. Yeah. Hot topics, beats and the glow. You rockin' with Miss Knockout. Let's go. Let's fuck.